Hi, I have failed at least 20 business, 20, not two, 20 businesses in my life. That's my own confession. I started something out of exuberance, out of excitement, out of my thinking that this will do very well. Starting a helicopter service, starting this, that, and so on. It didn't work. Even many businesses that I lost a lot of money, it didn't work because I thought that this can work. But I didn't think that what the customer is looking for or what the market is looking for. I didn't do the study on the market. I didn't do the risk and threats on the market because of my ego, because of my whims, because of my trust, because of my emotion, because of my dreams. Then, oh, this is something very good and it will work like anything, but it didn't work really. We just started something out of a gazing that this will definitely work, but it doesn't work. It didn't work in some of my businesses that I failed miserably. Also, it's very important to structure an organization, have a business plan. Like I didn't have a business plan in many of my business. And what I'm going to do, just it came in my mind and I launched it and we started that. It's not good. It's not the way to run a business, and that did not work basically. Then again, who you are employing. It's very important to have the team, and the team is, to me, is total efforts by all members. And I always selected team that I wanted to venture, bring team from outside my industry, outside my business. Likewise, in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, I started a business which is food, but related to food. But again, a doctor, the son of my house tutor, she one day said that her son is a doctor and he's a young man and he's very keen to learn business and he wants to do business. So I said he wants to have an appointment with me. I said, okay, sure, no problem. Send him in sometime. So he came and saw me and I saw that he's a guy, nice man. Apparently he was nice and he was talking sensibly, and he said that he knows some of the people that are in the industry that we were trying to do the business in the food industry. And I trusted that. He said he has the knowledge, he knows this, and he is part of it. This is a wrong information which I did not again check before I employed him. He was doing a government job. He took a 6 months leave initially. He said leave the job after 6 months, but basically he took 1 year leave and then he came down and started working. Initially he was doing very well, but he was hiding a lot of information, like he traveled to Europe, to Southeast Asia, and with his girlfriend. And also he employed his girlfriend, but never mentioned that that's his girlfriend and all those. So that's something I didn't look at it, and I gave him the check signing authority, and he was spending money right and left and all the way, and not giving the proper information and updates on time. And he was going very arrogantly, aggressively expanding. So we probably needed one outlet, but he opened 4 outlets at the same time, and there was a management crisis. And also he was not a salesman, so he didn't know what is marketing and sales. I mean, he was almost zero in marketing and sales. He was a medical doctor and he didn't know. Probably he learned, and then the girlfriend was working in the other company where she knew the job a little bit, but again, her background was finance. So they tried, but they didn't have the knowledge. I mean, they didn't have the capability. But again, the money was drained out every day, every minute, every day. So that's where we lost a lot of money, and I had to shut down the business ultimately because I couldn't support after losing so much of capital, so much of money, and I was dried up, and I said we can't, and that was a massive big loss ultimately. But see the situation, because I selected a guy out of my emotions, because the teacher was a very nice teacher, and the teacher was teaching my sons for last 7 years, 8 years, and I trusted that she's a very, very dedicated teacher, her son will be dedicated, but two different ballgame. I discovered later on that teacher is a very nice person. She was great, Mrs. Great, and we are still grateful to her, but the son was a different product altogether. Completely a different person, completely a different ball game. I lost a lot of money because of him, because of his actions. But I am responsible because I am the one who decided to go for it. So ultimate responsibility and ultimate losses are mine. Ultimately, I lost the money. I made the decision and I didn't do my due diligence. I didn't do the business plan appropriately and I didn't look at it carefully. So that's why I lost all this money. So it is me to be blamed for that. So as I'm an entrepreneur and I ventured into many different businesses and lost money and made money. I did not lose anybody else's money. I lost my made money. I earned the money, but it is very hard-earned money, and then it is lost. But again, I learned a lesson from that, and I never went back and regret and cry and take some negative actions on me and so on. So it's okay. That was a learning process. But it was a tough learning though. But still, I learned a lot of things that before trusting somebody, I need to, check the documentations. I need to see his or her background appropriately, what their information they're giving, whether this is correct or not. When I employ somebody in a key role, it's very, very important. So that's very important. And then he started getting into a problem with my PA, who was having a very good knowledge, and she was also thinking that he's doing something wrong. So because my PA had the same business on her own, she failed though, but she had the negative experience. Then she was challenging him sometime in a way, and he didn't feel comfortable. And that's when I discovered that what happened, what went wrong, and so on. So this is very important for an entrepreneur to think about it. And before you start something, you do a thorough search on this business that you want to do. Who are the customers? That's number one. If you have the buyers, rest can be handled, rest can be managed. But if you don't have a buyer, if there is no market of your product and services, it's very, very dangerous to start something. It's not advisable to start something that you are thinking that you can sell, but the market is not saying, I want to buy. Then it's a wrong thing to do. So I would suggest that don't start some business unless you're fully convinced with data and information. Even if it is a smaller business like making samosas and sell it, you need to do a study whether the people are consuming the samosas, where you want to sell it, and what kind of samosas, what kind of ingredients, what kind of quality, whether they want vegetable samosas, what they want chicken samosas, what they want meat samosas is very, very important. And what kind of oil that you should use, and what is the marketing channel, who will sell, who will take it to the doorstep of the consumers, who will be the end buyers, and what is their capabilities. These are very, 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 very important subject that even just look at this samosas matter. I just gave an example that you need to do this thorough study on all this. And then who is going to run your business, because it's monotonous and you alone cannot really sustain this business. You cannot work 24/7 and 30 days a month. It's very humanly impossible. So it's very, very important that you decide that who will be your marketing person, who will be the person to prepare your samosas in the kitchen. Is very, very important, whether it is getting to be the best samosas in town or not. That's very, very important. So this is how one should do the market research in one side, that what the market wants, what the customer wants. And then if you want to do that business, you need to do the mastery. You need to go for a thorough course to do this, and you should know how to cook the best possible samosas. If you are not cooking yourself, even you should know the ingredients and how it is done. Like one of my friend in Canada is in the food business, and I saw him how he is doing this business. It's very, very important, and he takes real time big interest on this business, and that's why he is very successful. His brand is very successful, doing very fine. I'd say that do that before you fail, and before you lose your money, and before you cry.